Welcome to our viewers in the United States and all around the world. This is New Day. It's August 14th. It's a Tuesday, 6 o'clock here in New York. Allison is off. Erica Hill joins me. What's your favorite reality show?
Oh, it's hard to pick just one, isn't it?
Yeah, I like the British Baking Show.
Okay, I'm a big fan of Fixer Upper.
They're both very different than what's going on right now.
They are.
Yes, there is an escalating battle overnight between...
That drama is playing out. A new CNN poll finds 2/3 of Americans want Robert Mueller to wrap up the Russia investigation before the November midterm elections. A finding that's likely to sit well with the president, as is this. For the first time, President Trump's approval rating is higher than some of his predecessors at this same point in their presidency. Plus, the FBI firing Peter Strzok, the now former senior agent, became, of course, a household name for his anti-Trump texts. His lawyer slamming the decision, saying the agency had the, quote, power, but not the right to fire Strzok.
That 66% want the Robert Mueller investigation wrapped up.
Police have a new website to help them in the search for a missing Iowa college student.
Because others have already...
Big development to tell you about this morning in a high-profile stand your ground case in Florida. Michael Draco was cleared by police after shooting and killing a man who pushed him to the ground in a convenience store parking lot. Today, Draco will be in court to face manslaughter charges. CNN's Martin Sapp. Nearly 2 months after a federal judge ordered some 2,500 separated migrant children be reunited with their families, the government now says they have tracked down all but 26 deported parents. Joining me now is Lee Galern. He's the deputy director. This was just hours away from you getting the plan from the government that the judge had asked for, a plan the judge called very impressive on Friday as they're working to reunite families. You've had a couple of days to digest all of this. How do you think the government is doing with this plan they've put together? To get their children and possibly bring them home, to not come back and then perhaps apply for asylum?
So that's a good question. There may be...
With the government in terms of that request?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think with the government...
Together as well, specifically to involve the ACLU, wants you to develop a form for parents who have opted to waive reunification with their children. Do you have a sense, and you sort of touched on this, but do you have a sense of how many parents waived that right to be reunified with their children, decided to be deported instead, fully understood what they were getting into?
We don't have a sense.
From the government as of Friday, they said 386 children still in custody. Of those, they have contact information for all but 26, parents associated with all but 26. Are you any closer? What's the plan to try to find those 26 adults who are connected to these children? Like billboards we talked about in the past, it could be, even PSAs on local radio. Where do you stand in terms of those efforts?
Well,
for these 26 people for whom we don't have contact information, do you have enough information for the adults who are associated with those other 360 children?
Well, we need to.
Appreciate it. Lee. Thanks for coming back in. John, over to you.
All right. New developments in the president. Omarosa Manigault-Newman both have a lot more to say. Where will this end? CNN Newsroom with Poppy Harlow will tell you right after a quick break.